Libertarianism is defined by Merriam-Webster.com as a person who upholds the principles of individual liberty, especially of thought and action. The Republican Party has been home to individuals who have represented this definition, such as Ron Paul. This list is growing as Chris McDaniel is running again for a senator seat in the state of Mississippi, along with current Congress members that include current Idaho House of Representative member Raul Labrador, Michigan House of Representative member Justin Amash, Kentucky House of Representative member Thomas Macy, House of Representative member from Iowa Rod Blum, Virginian House of Representative member David Brat, House of Representative member from Alabama Mo Brooks, Floridan House of Representative member Ron DeSantis, House of Representative member from South Carolina Jeff Duncan, and many others from the Freedom Caucus. This wing of the GOP is highly regarded by conservatives who want a limited government as the most pro-libertarian wing in the American party system, along with some of the constitutionalist conservatives like Ted Cruz and Ted Gowdy, even if they disagree on social issues like gay marriage. This wing has also clashed with the neoconservative establishment Republicans on things like healthcare, where neocons like Lindsey Graham, John McCain, and Paul Ryan proposing their replacement for Obamacare/Affordable Care Act that congressmen like Rand Paul referred to as Obamacare Light and RhinoCare, and with the help from the Freedom Caucus members, ended up not passing. These libertarians are the most principled politicians in the United States, as Rand Paul and Thomas Macy lead this group as the best this country has to offer, and both are very popular in libertarian circles. Both have been gaining momentum since being elected into Congress, with Rand Paul being the son of former Texas Congressman Ron Paul, while Thomas Macy has made his name in the House with his stances on the Patriot Act and his most famous quote of "Protect the Constitution, don't yield an inch," responding to the revelations of the IRS scandal and the Snowden leaks. Both are very similar in principle, and many who are libertarian would love to see a Rand Paul-Thomas Macy ballot available for president.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to implore my fellow congressmen to wake up. Can't we see what's happening? In just the past month, we discovered that the NSA is snooping on millions of innocent Americans using the Patriot Act. But Congress wrote the Patriot Act. The IRS is targeting conservative organizations using the tax code. But Congress created the tax code, and the DHS has stockpiled 200 million hollow point bullets. Congress just funded the DHS last week. Do you want me to be surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm outraged. But what's happening here? In each case of executive overreach, Congress gave an inch, and the executive branch took a mile. When our civil liberties are stolen, Congress investigates and expresses righteous indignation. But all too often, Congress then turns around and funds and enables this unconstitutional behavior. If we don't reverse this trend, we can kiss our civil liberties goodbye. The Constitution embodies American principles that men and women fought and died for, to protect. We swore an oath to protect it. Mr. Speaker, I encourage my colleagues to reflect on the damage that CISPA, the Patriot Act, and the NDAA have wrought on our civil liberties. Implore my fellow members to uphold the constitutional rights they swore to protect. Don't yield an inch.
Now, in an interview from the Wall Street Journal, Rand elaborated more on his principles and the role of government.
For a much more dramatic change than some of the gradualists in our party, I think we ought to just have a flat income tax, 17% personal, 17% corporate, very few deductions. You'd have a lot less revenue. This would not be revenue neutral, but I think you'd see an explosion in the economy as you left all of that money into the economy. What I would say is that there is a primary and fundamental role for government. And the primary and fundamental role for government is to stop aggression of one individual against another individual.
And Reason TV also talked to Thomas Macy about his main principles that include taxes, borders, and what the government is meant for.
And that would be your preference, a flat
tax, like a 17% flat tax, or a fair tax. The fair tax, which is actually a consumption tax, if you did away with the income tax, has advantages as well. Either of those would be preferable to what we have today. Well, I think borders are important, and I think we should secure our border. I think we should take away the welfare incentive to come here. I think we should respect other people's religions, other people's views of the world, and try not to impose our own on them. I mean, and this is what government is about. Government is not about protecting us from ourselves. Government fundamentally is about providing some of these services you can't provide in the private sector, but also just protecting people from infringing on other people's rights or views.